Hi, I'm Hedrick Smith. Let's talk for a moment about the 2018 elections. As we get closer to Election Day, you're going to hear commentators talking more and more about the importance of voter turnout as the key to victory in the battle for control of Congress. Typically in midterm elections, turnout's low, and low turnout tends to help Republicans. Higher turnout helps Democrats. One factor that's rarely discussed is the impact of tough photo voter ID laws that are in effect in about 15 states around the country. Republicans say those laws are necessary to prevent voter fraud, even though officials in their own states say there's little or no voter fraud. Democrats say that's a bogus argument, that those are simply voter suppression laws intended to help keep Republicans in power. To win control of the House of Representatives, Democrats need to gain 24 seats. Their easiest path comes through blue states like California or Illinois or New Jersey that make voting easy. But in states where there still are tough voter ID laws, states like Georgia, Kansas, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Texas, those laws could have an impact on turnout and on the ultimate outcome in what the experts say are a lot of highly competitive seats, where Republicans are in trouble and their seats are in danger. Now, you may be skeptical that voter ID laws could have that much of an effect on elections. Well, consider for a moment the highly red state of North Dakota. In 2012, Democrat Heidi Heitkamp won a narrow election by 3,000 votes, and the margin of victory was provided by the counties where Native Americans have their tribal reservations. They provided her victory. The very next year, the Republican legislature passed a strict photo ID law requiring photo ID. Different kinds of ID, but tribal ID often does not show street addresses, which was required by the law. Native American leaders were upset. They went to court, they filed suit, they protested the law was unfair to them, and just this last May, a federal judge ruled that the street address requirement was unconstitutional and wiped it off the books. Good news for Heidi Heitkamp, who is up for re-election this year to the U.S. Senate, facing a very tough challenge from a Republican congressman named Kevin Cramer. The state where a tough photo ID law is likely to have the biggest impact on highly competitive races is Texas. Experts say at least 3 Republican districts are in danger there. District 7 near Houston, District 32 near Dallas, and District 23 along the Rio Grande Valley. What's interesting is that each of those districts has very large percentages of minority voters. In the Rio Grande Valley, 75%, near Houston, 53%, and near Dallas, 48%, all big votes. And minority voters say they're the ones that have been targeted unfairly and deprived of their voting strength by the photo ID law in Texas. In fact, they went to court, and a district judge estimated that at least 600,000 minority voters were kept off the voter rolls by this tough ID law. Eventually, the courts ordered the Texas legislature to fix the law. They made a grudging change saying that if people couldn't get the proper ID, they could sign an affidavit, and then they could use their bank account statement, their utility bills as proof of identification. But minority leaders of the Mexican-American caucus in the Texas legislature say this is not enough, and they're worried that the black and brown vote will still be undercounted in the 2018 elections, and that will hurt the Democratic challengers. The same kind of thing is true in other states like Georgia, Kansas, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, where Republicans are holding seats that are in jeopardy, in danger, and are being strongly challenged by Democrats. There, every single vote counts. In North Carolina, however, the push for a tough photo ID law may backfire against Republicans. The law not only got knocked off the books by a court, but it generated a mass opposition movement among minority and progressive voters, and now they're geared up to try to take away 2 Republican seats in North Carolina. But otherwise, keep your eye out for those voter ID laws.